Welcome to Personal Best Radio. My name is Dr. Groh, and I am in the studio today with Dr. Lance Lorfeld, owner of Lakewood Chiropractic.
Okay, let's try that again. Lance, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're excited to have you here. We got a lot of questions. A lot of people have sent email once they knew we were going to get a chiropractor in. They had questions for you, so we're going to go through some of that. But before we get into any of that, let's start with some personal background. Hey, tell us what led you into chiropractics.
When I was younger, I was a bowler, and I was helped by a chiropractor. I was supposed to have surgery, and instead I opted for a more conservative approach. And lo and behold, I was healed from my carpal tunnel condition without surgery.
Now, you're being a little humble here. You weren't just a regular, weekend bowler. You were more on like a professional level?
I was a professional bowler for 12 years, and this was after about 8 years of bowling. I had trashed my wrist.
Yeah. Well, is that common among bowlers? I mean, are they all going to have that problem? Or?
Yes, they are.
So,
especially if you wheel up on the ball or put a lot of force into it.
So that's going to take its toll. Now, would you recommend wrist braces to help people out with that, or is that what they're there for? How do people not get hurt from bowling if they're going to do a lot of bowling?
I believe this was from an overuse syndrome. So anytime you are involved in any activity, even on a keyboard, you're going to end up causing problems.
Okay, so that's not just restricted to bowling. It's any type of repetitive motion is going to cause bring up a reason to maybe come see a chiropractor.
There you go.
Okay, awesome. Now, I think a lot of people think they know what chiropractics is, but I'm guessing most folks have more they can learn about. Is there an overarching philosophy to the profession?
Yes, there is. Chiropractic was founded September 18th in 1895 by a gentleman of the name of D.D. Palmer. He set forth basic tenets and principles that are still relevant today. The basis of his theory was there is an inborn intelligence that uses the nervous system to maintain the health of a person, and that this can be interfered with. Chiropractors refer to this intelligence as innate intelligence.
So that means the body itself has...
Innate controls all functions of the body. It knows exactly how much oxygen you need, where to put it, when to take away the carbon monoxide, any other metabolisms that are going on within the body. If a bone is broken, you may go to a doctor to get it set, but the doctor doesn't heal the bone. You heal the bone yourself.
The body knows what it needs.
That's exactly right.
Awesome. That's great. Is there... Now, and there's plenty of evidence for that, isn't there? I mean, before doctors were around, not to bash on doctors at all, before medicine was even around, I mean, bodies healed themselves.
And they always have. In fact, doctors incorporate that in their practice every day, whether it's a medical doctor, an osteopath, a naturopath, or a chiropractor.
Sure. Now, I hear the word subluxation and adjustment a lot from chiropractors. What do these mean?
Well, chiropractic has a unique language of its own, or a lexicon. And one of the words we refer to is subluxation, and that's when a backbone is not in its proper position, and it causes interference with the nervous system. By going to the chiropractor, they will remove that interference with an adjustment. That's what we're trained to do.
And so the subluxation part is adjustment of specific?
Exactly.
Okay.
One of the things that's happened in the recent future is we've substituted the word subluxation for manipulation. And manipulation anyone can do to anyone.
Okay.
And no one wants to be manipulated.
Oh, okay. Good point.
It's much better to be adjusted. The more specific, the better the result.
Okay.
Subluxations are caused by three things: toxins, traumas, and thoughts. And we can't avoid the toxins in our life.
Mm-hmm.
The traumas we seem to come by pretty easily too. And thoughts, as you well know, if you think bad things happen to you. It's just basic common sense.
Sure. Now, chiropractic speaks to these things. Say, now we want to help root out, right? We want a cleaner life. We want an easier life, a more healthy life.
Sure.
And go ahead.
There's 5 parts to optimum health. Is that what you're referring to?
Sure.
And we know that we need to have plenty of rest each night, 6 to 8 hours. You need that for a couple reasons. One is to rehydrate the disc in your body, but also for healing. It's very important. We know that we have to eat healthy. Fast food places do not have any good, healthy food in them.
Are you kidding? You're kidding me, right? That can't be the case.
Much to our chagrin.
That's not what the commercial says.
I know. Those salads are real good. You have to have a positive attitude, and that's something I appreciate in your show. You're always working on people to have them be their best or their personal best, and I think that's good for people. You need to exercise. Jack LaLanne's been telling us to exercise since the 50s, and I believe he's probably in better shape than myself and
a lot of people.
A lot of people we know.
Uh-huh.
And interesting notes, he's also a chiropractor.
He started his career that way. Is he still practicing one? I don't know.
I do not know. I know his daughter is a chiropractor too. He's
Awesome.
doing juice right now. He's
That's
doing
big on juice,
nutrition
Okay.
and exercise. The other thing that's really vital to this whole process, without it, none of these other things are as good as they could be, would be a sound nervous system. So going back to that nervous system and pressure, so people understand that, everyone understands a sciatic nerve when it's pinched, or
Now
arm
that's
pain.
the nerve down the back.
Okay, down the back of the leg.
Okay.
And so, or a nerve in the arm, when it gets pinched, it becomes numb and sore. But if that nerve goes to a different area of the body, a organ, a heart, or a stomach, that will cause dysfunction too. And it makes perfectly good sense. Until you remove the interference, the body cannot perform at its optimum. That's where chiropractic really shines. The pain part of chiropractic is like an iceberg. It's the tip of the iceberg. But all the other stuff that's really wonderful about chiropractic is below the water, or on the bottom of the iceberg.
So underneath the surface. So like you said, pain might bring a person into a chiropractor. They're looking to get relief on that. But it's likely to also help with areas of the body that may not feel pain but are still having difficulty.
Exactly. There's research on all kinds of medical conditions being done, from otitis medias to ADD, ADHD. We're in the process of setting up functional MRI studies for these type of conditions, not the otitis medias.
Oh, okay.
That's a well-documented fact at this point.
Sure.
We are in the studio today with Dr. Lance Lorfeld, owner of Lakewood Chiropractic. I'm Dr. Grow, and we'll be back with more Personal Best Radio right after this quick station break.